Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the lab. I am Tousty, and thanks for joining me here. I've been doing a bit of work on our base place thing, and I'm at the point where I think I just need a little bit more clay, and we'll be able to start moving in. And got 250. Let's see if we can't do this real quick. I've been working on laying out some rooms here, and I think, oh, what's the control for this? No sub mode key. Okay, we're gonna do controls, not enough wands, and we're gonna do 2, because I think that's what I set it to on my laptop. So this will force it to change, so that's cool. We've been kind of blocking out these areas here for walls, and I want to say that one of them isn't the same length as the other. Ah! It would be this one, because it's not done. So there's that there. Well, that's a good way of measuring it. So these are just kind of generic sized rooms. Ooh, undo that, please. Why is that not showing up the same way it's supposed to? And what they're doing, or what I'm doing, is just adding a small space in these like corner areas to add machines and stuff, and then we'll also use these walls here and this area around the outside. So I think we're all good now. Yeah. So I just gotta finish up that one corner, and we'll be able to cut through the middle. How we're gonna enter these rooms, I'm thinking the middle, this section here probably be good. But these are going to be our spaces. I've got F7 on right now, so you should be able to see all the areas that bad guys can spawn. Bad guys? Mobs. Can spawn, and see that there really aren't any in this floor right now, and I'm not using the lit light wand thing. Because, so I'm using these floodlights here from Immersive Engineering. These things are amazing. I started fiddling with them when I was messing around on the, new desert stranded crashed thing pack in 1.10, and they light up a ton of space. And so how I've got them set up right now is there's a couple of like visual glitches. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but they're shining this way and this way, even though it looks like the light is turned off shining this way. So you can do is you can shift right click the top part of these, and it will turn off the light. And so if we come over here, there's probably a couple spaces where, yeah, you see here, the light isn't working, or it's not lit up. So that means that this one lights up this whole path all the way up to here, which is pretty crazy, right? So a couple of these can light up most of the area, and we'll just turn that back on. So it's inverted. Usually it actually needs a redstone signal. And how I'm powering these is we've just actually taken some flux adapter thingies here. Some flux points, and they're going to go into an LV connection, and then we're just spreading them out. And so this connection here is actually just because this one can't connect to the light itself. So it couldn't see it really because of this obstruction, so it's going to go to this, and then you actually wire it directly to the base of the light, which is pretty cool. And that's giving us a lot of room, or a lot of light here, and you could actually come from this and go to this one and it would work fine, but I've chosen to keep the wiring up top. So yeah, really happy with that. And then the leftovers for this area are just these inverted lights from Ender.io. They're actually really cheap. I think I have some more. Yeah, right here. So they're just lights, which is just glowstone and glass and iron. And then for these larger areas in here, I'm using inverted powered lights, wireless inverted powered lights. That's why I have all these resonators with me. These are actually a little expensive. So these inverted ones, I think I have some in here somewhere. Wireless powered light. Basically just need a powered light with a resonator, and it makes them wired, or wireless, which is receiving energy from the layer below. I think it's this layer? Yeah, right here. So I'll be painting this block of quartz here, or whatever I choose. I'm not stuck with these quartz blocks right now. But whatever I choose to sort of detail this with, because obviously it's very flat and very boring right now, whatever I choose to detail this with, I'll paint this charger. But for now, that wireless charger is actually lighting up a lot of these lights. All of these ones are on the outside. So yeah, still got some work to do on the top, because obviously I can't leave it like this. I might just add another little layer, like a wiring thing, like here. Just two, 3 blocks high, and go all around the area like that, and just a straight roof across. I'm not sure yet how we're gonna do that, but we will see. So that means the next order of business before I really start bringing stuff up in here is to actually figure out how we're going to travel around in here. And I've decided to do these anchors. Let's see if we can get to a point where, yeah, these travel anchors. Travel anchor. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Now, the downside to this is every time I've used them before, I've used them in conjunction with Ender.io tools, and I can't really do that. I mean, theoretically I could do it, but I don't want to because I like my tools. So we may have to carry around a staff travel, or just have so many of them that we can just run up to one and boom, and jump to it. So that's probably what we'll go with for the time being. It's one of these things. So if we open up our inventory here, we should actually have quite a bit of this pulsing stuff, a couple stacks of it actually, and shouldn't have any problem creating a few of these pulsating crystals. Okay, so this is actually really important because the next thing that I'm going to need to do, and obviously we'll be painting all these, so why don't I get a painting machine too, because I don't have one. I hope I have what I need. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Oh, good deal. Whew, that's, it's actually very important that I had that capacitor there. Let's just go up here for a second and plop it there. Put a bit of quartz in and paint these up. That might be a bad idea, actually. Let's paint them with something other than black stained clay. So let's get some quartz, and let's look at these quartz blocks. And there's ways of changing the quartz blocks color. That's kind of what I was looking at. Aesthetic quartz. I don't mind this green stuff. Oh no, you know what we're gonna go with? I'm probably gonna end up using this block as an accent or something. These are really neat looking, and there's a lot of ways of working with them, so they're just a really nice color. And if we want, we can make them bricked or otherwise. So let's just start with these for now. These will indicate our anchor. Okay, so we'll throw the rest of these in there and let those cook up. The reason I'm kind of pushing for this right now, aside from the fact that I've said several times that we are gonna get to a point where we can use our base, I need to set up a new infrastructure for crafting some basic components. And so I want to figure out how I'm going to go about doing that. I think what we'll do is we'll find the center of this, and these aren't centered to the entire room, so they're... We go... Alright, so they're 12 blocks. 12 blocks across, so there is no direct center. So this here is 6. There's something wrong with my client right now. These should be colored, as should like this. But so we'll do 6 and 6 for now, and call that our little workroom here. That'll give us lots of room for machines, and I may change this later. Or we'll just do this. Put that there. Close that off, and we'll just have them like teleport rooms, and that way I've got walls all the way around them. Where's my painter at? Oh, that was weird. Alright, so we'll take these through here. Now, where we're gonna put these, I'm thinking like these kinds of places are good. Yeah, we can just hop inside these little rooms. So that, I'm thinking that'll work pretty well actually, for now. And obviously we can label these different rooms once we get into them. So that's what I want to do. I think for the initial setup, we're gonna have one down a block for our refined storage setup, because we need to move that up here pretty quickly. And we'll have that, I think, in here somewhere. Maybe in an offshoot room. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do these lower floors yet. Obviously, the bigger floors are easier to work with. Oh, look, it's got a label. Didn't mean to do that. So, here's what... Three lanterns. Oh, okay. So here's what we want to do. We would like to be able to make capacitors again. Right now, I can't actually make capacitors from Ender IO or a couple other machines that I will need to make very soon. So we need to get into two set things. We need to get into forestry. We need the thermionic fabricator. And it's really easy to make. And then we will also need to get into this. So these are really neat little blocks. It's like a infusion crafting setup from Thaumcraft or something like that, but technical. So why don't we start by putting this in here? Is that going to be enough space? No, it won't, actually. So we'll have to find a bigger area for it. I wish I could put these on angles. But like, oh, you know, it actually would fit right here. Like, that would work, because it's got to go... Yeah, and we may do that just to keep it contained. So, anywho, we need the Empower. We also need... Let's just get all this out of my inventory right now. I have no reason to have this torch. We also... Oh, I went ahead and made an Eternal Water Bucket. And I will go about showing you how I did that later. Probably not in this episode, but I'm going to be making their Eternal Water source block just to see how well it works. And I'll show it to you then. Okay, so the Empower is not hard to make. We do need to get a couple things going. Let's also get the Thermionic Fabricator while we're at it, though. Thermionic Fabricator. So, how much bronze do we have in here right now? Enough to do this? And I may end up making a couple of these. It's probably not a bad idea for me to make a couple of these right off the bat. We will need several. So each one of these rooms is going to need a power source. And my plan is actually to make this kind of messy and run power up in the ceiling. That's why each room is so tall. For right now, we'll put these here just to get them going. And we've got some conduits. Yeah, sure, we'll use these for now. And eventually we'll put one of these in here somewhere. But for right now, it'll go there, fine. Main power, let's go fabrication room. Okay, so I'll kind of know where that is. So we've got power, but we've got no recipe. The other thing I need to do, I need to step back over here, is make a capacitor cast. Yeah. Capacitor cast, synthetic binding. We need a soldering iron, which means we also need a carpenter. Carpenter. Oh, we need a bit more bronze, probably. I bet we're gonna run out. Yep. Just my luck. That's all right. It's really easy to make. Okay. So we got a carpenter, and we'll just temporarily put this in here. We're not gonna leave this in here because we don't need it very much. Oh my goodness, that's weird. Huh. Well, anywho. So soldering iron. 1 bronze and 3 iron. 1 bronze. 3 iron. Let me just put all this in here, actually. It's kind of bothering me. Okay, and we'll put this up here. We don't need all this right now. I probably will need the acceleration wand. So this will help us make a couple of things. Yep. Give it to me, please. You're slow. Now, some of these machines can actually be upgraded now. I wonder if the thermionic fabricator can. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's make this synthetic binding, and then we'll use it for that. Oh, I don't have any beeswax. Let's go see, where can we get some beeswax? Do we have any honeycomb? No. Boy, that's a problem. Let me go see if anybody has any beeswax. Okay, let's, I think Dark is about to send us some beeswax, so that'll work. Let's turn this off. We don't need that right now. That will be great. And now we wait by the mailbox. Waiting. Waiting. I'm just gonna take the second here to explain. I actually would prefer just to get into bees and get the beeswax myself, but I am going away tonight for about 9 days, 10 days, something like that. Which means for 10 to 11 days, I won't be able to record. And I should be able to get on the server a little bit. Oh look, we got a letter. It just didn't notify me. I should be able to get on the server a little bit, but and play, but I want to be able to do a couple of infrastructure things in the base, and not have you guys miss too much. So I need to get this basic infrastructure going. So I think what I'll do is I'll start bees immediately after. There we go, capacitor cast, or when I can get on the server next week while I'm away. And we should be able to, I need to find my little, there it is. Make a bit of progress that way and replenish that supply of honey that we just received. So here's what we have to do, and I actually need more casts if I want to do this with more than one machine at a time. But we need to get some gold nuggets. Grab 4 stacks of those. 2 stacks of redstone and 1 stack of copper. And we'll do this, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That will make the capacitor. And then we need some sand, and I'm gonna make it sandstone, I think, because I'm pretty sure that will give us more glass over time. Oh, it just takes a bit more energy to heat up, I guess. So this will make our capacitor. Once our energy heats up, and I'm gonna speed that up a little bit. Almost there. Let's just give it a bit more of an oomph. There we go. So now we can actually make the capacitor. And I think that this won't continue to make them unless we actually remove them from the fabricator. So that's pretty neat, I think. And now we're gonna get the atomic reconstructor out and get a few quartz thingies going. We need some quartz blocks. We also need some quartz slabs. What the? Also need some redstone. I think we're also gonna need, what else? Grab 2 sets of those, which leaves me with how many quartz blocks? Not many. Grab 1 stack of those. So what we need to do, I think if we do this, it makes this chiseled quartz. Yeah. So I've got the atomic reconstructor out. You guys have seen me use this before. And what we're gonna do, place a few of these down. Yeah, buddy. And that will make some aesthetic quartz. Now, I like this stuff. This stuff is cool. We need to tell our friendly neighborhood, I wish I could use that, redstone torch. Do it this way. We need to tell this to chill. Hello? There it is. Relax, please. Okay. So what we'll do, take our quartz and just use our builder's wand to make it longer. Where's my build? There it is. Two. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we'll start with that or something. And then we need a button. Got enough stone here to make the wall of China a couple times. Okay, so it moved all of those, and as I grab them, it should continue. Yep. Dum. Now, I don't really know how many of these we need. Let's check. So we need item stands. We need 5 of them. Item display. What are they called? Stop me if you see them. Item. There they are. Display stand. Okay. So we need 5 of them, which means we need 15 of the aesthetic quartz and 15 of the green aesthetic quartz. So we got 15 of those. Now we need to take our chiseled quartz here and and then take our builder's wand and do this. Now, I won't be leaving this here. Obviously, the atomic reconstructor has a lot of uses in this pack, and we're going to need to move it. But for now, we've got what we need to start working on our empowerer setup. So we need 5 display stands, which means we're going to need a bunch of Restonia crystals as well. I have sulfur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he's got it. So we'll just do it like this. This is always fun because it is a redstone signal, so it kind of sends it itself. And it's hard to do bulk storage of this, or bulk amounts of this. Now, this really should be going through more than just one block. I think if I leave this out, we'll actually get lots more. If I remember correctly, this will work. Who knows though, we'll see. It's all based on the energy that it has. Yeah, there we go, it's faster. Okay, so we'll turn these into just crystals. All right. So the empower requires an item stand, which is why we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start. We will need more than that because I'm fairly certain. It also needs 1 for that. I'm fairly certain we'll need more for these batteries here in a second. So let's grab the display stand, make these the advanced coils, and aesthetic and green aesthetics. There's 5 of those. So then the empowerer itself requires 2 iron casings. That's pretty easy to make. A display stand and a double battery. See, I thought we would need more of these. We'll grab about 4 more of those. And 2 of those, because I think the battery doesn't need it every time. And then it will also need the Inori crystals. Oh, it does need those. Okay. Somehow I have an Inori crystal set as well, which I didn't expect to have. But there we go. Now we can use the empower battery. There we go. Okay. So this is kind of a neat little thing. If you've never seen this, it's pretty great. What we need is some space to use, like so. Now this is going to be hard to automate with any sort of style in this small space, but for right now, it'll be perfect. So each of these stands needs power. Now we could do plugs for each of them, flex points and all that stuff. but I don't actually have that much blaze, so I really can't use those as frivolously as I would like. And I think once we're in these rooms, they're probably going to be set up to autocraft eventually, and I'm not going to worry too much about what they look like. And so for right now, I don't want to use these energy conduits. I want to make these ones, and I've got a bunch of that stuff crafted up for the next tier of our jetpack chestplate thing. I was working on some of that. Grab some food here. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to actually dig up this space, and we can paint all of these eventually to pretty it up. And then we'll use the item conduits in the same space. Why did the painting on that just go away? I don't understand why that's happening, but that's okay. We'll maybe deal with that later. Okay, and get these all wired up with electricity. Okay, so these would receive power, and then basically what you do is you put items on these stands. For example, we'll take 2 capacitors. 1, 2. We'll take some coal dust and some energetic alloy, which we have a lots of. Doom. 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 And if they had energy, which they do not right now, I'll put this here temporarily. Flux point, main power, go. You can see, boom, it turned into the next level of capacitor. So that's how you make capacitors in this pack. It's the only way to make capacitors in this pack. So, whoa, there's a bit of a glitch with the recipe there that I am seeing. It wants to use a double layer capacitor instead of a single basic capacitor. So I'll have to fix that recipe, but that's fine. So that's how we make those. That's why we needed the empowered system. Let's grab a bit of quartz out of here. Oh, I got another bit of mail. Let's go check out what that might be. All right, more from Darkfleet Southview. Ooh, thank you. That's great. Is there anything that's just empty? Do I have any that are empty? Not at the moment. So we will have to save this for now. Nope. Give us here. Thank you very much, Dark. That's kind of awesome. That'll help, especially while I'm away, if my resources just sort of pile up like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna check the time on this. I'm not sure how long it's been. We'll be right back. Well, I am just cranking out some extra binder composite into conduit binder here because we are out of them, and I want to make some facades for those cables. So what I'm gonna do basically is take an Ender IO item cable, and I'll just run up here and show it to you real quick before we end. Come underneath that section, which is actually below us. Yeah. Just take some Ender IO item cable, and here's the key to automating this with like easily anyways. So we'll just come across here like that. Make sure that that center one is set to extract and input. So you have a spot, for example, like we would put a chest or something. Say we have this ender chest here, and say this is where all the items are going to go that we need to put into the empowering station to craft. The real key to this is on your extract. You're going to put round robin yes, and you're going to take one of these conduit upgrades, but you're going to grab the item conduit downgrade, which is pretty easy to make, and then you'd put that in there. And it would grab one item and disperse it amongst each of the stands. Now the really hard part about that is that you do need a second input for the center stand to guarantee that the one that's there actually actually goes there. Or the one that needs to go in the middle stays in the middle, because that's kind of the only one that can't just go somewhere. So, all right, guys, it's a bit of a shorter episode than our last bunch, but that's okay. It's kind of a normal length episode now. I will see you next time. This week that that this goes up, this is the week I'm actually away, so you're not going to hear much from me for this week. So until next time, I've been Toasty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Deuces.